What's your other story?
Oh yeah, my other story is like this old story that somebody gave me this week. So one of the reasons why Triple H was so much not necessarily burying Austin Theory, but was handing him so many losses, and why they did this Money in the Bank thing was because during the time there was no talk of Austin Theory winning the Money in the Bank briefcase until Vince McMahon decided it on the day. And going into that, there was something else that was agreed with Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Vince that Vince changed. And Shawn and Triple H have been pissed off about that ever since because they felt like it would play out much better on TV. So the process of this was originally the Money in the Bank was going to be really boring. It was going to be Drew McIntyre winning it and saying that I'm going to use this in the UK, and he was going to split the belts, which they changed. Then Cody was going to have it, and Cody got injured. And then once Cody got injured, it was absolutely wide open. And it was between two guys. It was between Matt Riddle, who would turn heel on Randy Orton with the briefcase later down the line, like way, way down the line. And Shawn Michaels and Triple H wanted Sami Zayn to have it while he was in the bloodline. So he would be there as Roman's protector. So nobody could cash in because Sami had it. But there would always be that side eye where Roman would be in trouble and Sami would have his briefcase.
Right.
So they wanted
to... Like, he come running down maybe to help him, but he really turns all right. It's like,
they wanted to have that. He's always helping Roman, but he's always got that briefcase. So he'd always have this, I guess it would be this, like, side eye. They always wanted to have that, or what if he cashes in?
That's not, you could have done some good TV around that, actually.
That's exactly what they think, and that's exactly what they were planning to do up until the last day. So this, the guy I spoke to feels like this is why Theory was booked so badly until now, because Hunter and Shawn had some like resentment towards the fact that they got an idea over the line. Sami Zayn was picked over Matt Riddle, and then on the last day, Austin Theory was given the briefcase with no one being told about it whatsoever. So they feel like they got on, and subsequently, I guess what you're seeing is symbolic of Triple H saying that Vince is completely gone, and look what I'm doing to his guy, like on TV. But I mean, from what we saw this week, looks like Austin's going to do something completely different under Triple H now, a different kind of character. So yeah, but that was what I was told about that. I don't know why I got that this week, but I did. So,
any thoughts on that, Konnan?
I heard everything Billy said, but what was the question? Because I didn't really hear a question.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, did you watch Raw Monday this week?
Yeah.
What did you think about that Theory interview?
I thought it was good for him because he looks like a jackass with all the stupid comedy and doofiness, and it was cool when he started NXT as Gargano's underling. But if you're graduating to be this serious guy that could be the man, or one of the guys that could be in a position of being one of the top guys, that gimmick that they saddled them with was brutal. And if there's another power play between Vince and Hunter, I think it's stupid, because at the end of the day, you don't forget about who has more power, who doesn't have power, getting back at Vince, not getting back at Vince. Just put on the best product you can, because I was not a big fan of Raw this week.
I did like the Austin Theory interview, though.
Yeah, I liked it.
I thought it was
better for him.
I thought it's the best one he's done so far.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it was good or not, I think it was important to turn around and explain why you go for the US title, because that was receiving widespread criticism. Plus, it makes him look stupid as a character. It's hard to come back from when you don't even challenge for a world belt. But he turned around and said there was no chance of me cashing in because the bloodline are there, so it was pointless.
That's an excellent explanation, by the way, too.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Very good storytelling.
Which we don't get a lot of in wrestling. We don't get any good explanations. That's all.
You know who got a good pop, which I'm sure you were happy about when he came out, was Drew.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't too sure, because he'd already, jobbed for Roman, but that match was so good, and so matches have been so good. People still like Drew. They still believe in him.
Well, he looks great. He speaks well, and he's a good wrestler. Right. Plus, too, did you notice the finish was kind of like very, very reminiscent of WCW NWO days?
Yeah.
Go off the air with everybody brawling and fighting each other. That's good stuff. I like the finish of SmackDown, but. All right, so let's.
They absolutely need a strong person on that team. Now that team, Kevin Owens is injured, and Logan Paul had agreed to replace Kevin Owens on the team because Owens got injured before Logan Paul. Now Logan Paul's out, so they're tossing around ideas. They still don't have that person filled in. It'll probably be Braun Strowman, it could be Karrion Kross in a tweener role, which means that he just went up against Drew, but he may want to get his hands on the bloodline. So I think they're the two guys that you put in there, but they lost their first two guys that were supposed to be in that team.
All right.